This might seem like a random rant, but it's not. I am witnessing, and I've always been a witness since being young, about this skinny culture and the unhealthy part of being maybe even too thin, or being obsessed with it, or having that be a beauty standard that has put so many limitations on people, particularly women, unrealistic standards on women for their bodies and the way that they look. And what I want to speak about is how I think that there's a let me start off by prefacing, honey, I'm a thick little milkshake, right? And I love that. However, what I am saying is there is a spiritual release that I think happens when you're losing weight. Like when you're in the gym and you're working out, because I love to dance. Like I love to dance, I love to sweat, I love to work out, I love seeing my body be toned and fit, and like that is a journey that I'm working on. But I want to almost have a defense for the people who maybe have been, and I'm thinking about like celebrities, and maybe sometimes it is personal, like in personal families, where when somebody does lose the weight, like, right, they're like big, you know, big girl, big guy, whatever, and then you see how like different they're treated when they're thin, and then you start seeing whether that's like good or bad, right? But I think it's a reality shock that you're like, oh yeah, you're treating me better because I look better. Okay, well, but on a spiritual level, I feel like it's like not even just because you look better, but it's because you're lighter, like you're energetically lighter. And I am witnessing like how like there is like a spiritual essence to it, to like being connected with your body and wanting your dream body and wanting what's best for your body. And so I look at, you know, maybe like celebrities who are like, you know, where people almost try to judge celebrities who have gotten skinny or who have lost the weight. And I'm talking about the bigger ones. Like I'm not talking about the skinny who've gotten more skinny. I'm talking about, you know, you start changing your body and your face, and then you don't even look like you, and then you just you're just somebody completely different. But it's like, is your personality the same? All these things, but you know, your habits do change when you are making different lifestyle changes to, once again, to take better care of your body. And this is where I feel like it matters, because it at the end of the day, I do believe in body positivity. I believe that you can love yourself. You're at any size. You can love yourself at your thickest, at your thinnest, at your you know, whatever. Like, you gotta love yourself now, baby. And I feel like it's okay to want to change things. It's okay to want to feel lighter and to be able to move around and have more flexibility and feel like, you know, you can be comfortable in your body and to be embodied, whether on all the levels, to recognize your beauty and your body's wisdom and your body's strength, and how well your body takes care of you, and how too that we shouldn't look at the people who even want to be skinny as like a bad thing. Like, but I do think that, you know, it is funny when you have like a whole movement that's like, oh honey, we all about that base, and then, you know, what, 5-10 years later you're like, oh, where'd the base go? Like, I get it. But truly, this is just about people wanting to feel confident and comfortable in their own skin and in their own bodies. And I think that yes, it's important to acknowledge where there has been an extreme to it, where you can't expect every single person to even want to look like that or to want to go through that journey. And I think that body positivity can exist, and that you can love yourself at any size, and that just because somebody does love themselves at any size, and doesn't mean that they're lying. Like, just because a bigger man or a bigger woman wants to say like, honey, I'm comfortable with me, I'm comfortable in my skin, like, just because that's what they say, whether you act like, I don't know, and I say you, but I'm just talking about society, culture, social media, you know, I think that we are being deconditioned in our minds, in our in our spirit, that we're no longer trying to fit into the molds that people say you need to fit into. But I also think that, yes, it is important. And also, too, it's important to acknowledge the more toxic side, like the, people not being included into things and certain maybe opportunities being limited because of someone's size. I'm thinking modeling, the music industry, entertainment industry, things like that. Like, it's really, when you're in front of a camera, so many people care about what you look like. And then I also feel, too, once again, reflecting it back to self, where it's like, when you are in the camera and you are front and center, you want to look your best, and you want to feel your best, and you want to feel toned, you want that booty to pop, you want everything to be sitting right, like, you want to feel really good about yourself. And so I really think that it's time to stop being so hard on people, for one. And for two, yes, it is important that we can acknowledge that certain things that maybe, like, let's just call it Hollywood or whatever, like, that certain, like, the entertainment industry or media wants to portray as being like the beauty standard, honey, is not. There's so many aspects of beauty. There are so many forms of beauty. There's infinite, quite literally infinite perspectives of beauty. Billions of different perspectives of beauty on this earth, reflections of beauty, and it lives in everything and everyone. It lives in you. It lives in me. It lives in the trees. It lives in Mama Girth. Mama Girth. It lives in Mama Earth. It lives in, it lives everywhere. It lives in our heart. It lives in how we treat people. How we treat animals. Here, you crazy dog. Go on with them. That's my share for the day. I love y'all so much. Thanks for tuning in.